Dele Alli, soccer star, says he was molested during chaotic childhood. 2 decades later, he entered rehab. Dele Alli opened up on his struggles on the Overlap podcast with Gary Neville. CNN. England soccer international Dele Alli says he recently spent 6 weeks in rehab to help with his mental health and treatment for addiction and trauma, revealing he had been molested when he was a child and dealt drugs at the age of 8. So at 6, I was molested by my mom's friend, who was at the house a lot. Ali told the former Manchester United defender and England international Gary Neville on the Overlap podcast, which was made available on Thursday. My mom was an alcoholic, so that happened at 6. I was sent to Africa to learn discipline, and then I was sent back. At 7, I started smoking. 8, I started dealing drugs, added Ali. An older person told me that they wouldn't stop a kid on a bike, so I rode around with my football, and then underneath I had the drugs. That was 8. 11, I was hung off a bridge by a guy from the next estate, a man. CNN was unable to reach Ali's mother for comment, but in the 2018 interview, she told the Daily Mail that it was a painful that we've become unstrangled, unstrangled, and the hard part is I don't really know why. Betrayed. At the age of 12, Ali says he was adopted. If God created the people, it was them. Ali told Neville of his adopted family. They were amazing and they've helped me a lot. And that was another thing, when I started living with them, it was hard for me to really open up to them because I felt with myself it was easy to get rid of me again. Asked by Neville about his relationship with his birth mother, Ali answers that he doesn't speak to her after his parents went to the media with the story about his adopted family. After that, I just felt so betrayed and let down and hurt that I just couldn't keep the relationship with my mom, said Ali. Ali spoke to Neville about the trauma he suffered during his childhood. The 27-year-old Ali most spent played for Turkish Super League side Beşiktaş before returning to Parent club Everton in the English Premier League after his spell in Turkey was hampered by injuries. After returning to the UK, Ali decided to enter rehab. I was in the bad place mentally. I decided to go to modern day rehab facility for addiction, mental health, and trauma, said Ali. I felt like it was a time for me. With things like that, you cannot be told to go there. You have to make the decision yourself. I was caught in a bad cycle. I was relying on things that were doing me harm. I was waking up every day and was winning the fight, going into training, smiling, showing I was happy. But inside, I was definitely losing the battle, and it was definitely time for me to change it. Ali told the Overlap podcast that Everton had been very supportive for his decision to enter rehab and how open, honest, and understanding the Premier League club was while he was probably making the biggest decision of his life. I couldn't have expected it to go the way it did. Before you hear about it, it has this whole stigma. It's just something people don't want to going into rehab, but it definitely sounds scary. But I could never have imagined how much I would get from it. and how much it would help me mentally because I was in a bad place. In a statement, Everton said that it had been supporting Delhi in both his return to fitness and overcoming the personal challenges highlighted in his interview with the Overlap. Everyone at Everton respect and applauds Delhi's bravery to speak about the difficulties he was faced as well as seek the help required, Everton added. Most recently, Ali was playing for Beşiktaş in the Turkish Super League. Ali's former club, Tottenham Hotspur, tweeted a picture of Ali alongside an emoji of the white shirt. The former Spurs star added that he had only checked out of the rehab for 3 weeks prior to appearing on Neville's podcast. It's been going on for a long time. My addiction, the things I was doing to numb the feelings I had. I didn't realize that it was for that purpose, so whether it be drinking or whatever. I got addicted to sleeping tablets, and it's probably a problem that not only I have. I think it is something that it's going around more than people realize in football. Ali told Neville that he had chosen to speak out about his problems in the hope that he can help people who may have dealing with similar issues. If I'm being honest, I probably wouldn't have wanted to talk about this soon. I think maybe give it a little bit more time. I maybe could have done with a little bit more time in terms of when I was talking about it. But unfortunately, the way the world is now, the tabloids they found out and they was calling my team a lot and they were telling that they knew where I was and stuff. CNN has contacted Tottenham and Besiktas asking for comment on the support they have offered Ali. The medical protocols and practices for players are managed directly by their clubs. We expect all clubs and their doctors to uphold the highest level of medical practice by providing treatment, support, and advice to their players that meets their required professional standards, said the English Football Association in a statement sent to CNN. Support services are also available for players who are affected by addiction through the PFA, Professional Footballers Association, and the Sporting Chance Mental Health Charity, which are both supported by the FA, added English soccer's governing body. The Premier League told CNN that it has a variety of methods to help support struggling players past and present. These include funding an independent player helpline, offering support workshops, and providing practical steps to help vulnerable players, including counseling sessions and residential